All right, hey everyone, welcome to Magdalena Kognetx YouTube channel. This is a little bit of a different video in the sense I'm giving you a little bit of behind the scenes today. So unconventional from the typical videos you've seen so far, which are basically and predominantly workout videos. So today what I want to do is kind of a day in my life of a superfood yogurt bowl that I think I make pretty much every day. And so I've got a lot of energy today. I've been fasting, and this is a bowl that I like to make to break my fast. So it's high in protein, in fiber, and it's going to give me just the right amount of energy that I need to break my fast. So what I'm going to do first is just boil some water. And this will be for the chia seeds because they're going to give it basically this gel-like consistency, which is going to help, or I find really helps with my digestion. So I'm just going to get some of the products ready while my husband here is filming. He is my filmer, and these lights are totally in my way. So I don't know how I'm going to get this stuff, but I'll get my main ingredients. And I'll tell you what I'm grabbing in just a second. So I got my chia seeds in basically a used or reusable pasta jar. Almond butter from Costco. I'll talk about the protein that I'm using. And yogurt. And let's go with some bloobs here, or blueberries. And two more ingredients that you'll need. Cinnamon, or that this is cinnamon and not cumin, and sometimes I can't read my own writing. So that's a fact. And honey, also from Costco. And obviously we're gonna need a bowl and a couple spoons. I like to use this military looking spoon. This one's actually quite dirty. Let's just pretend you didn't see that. We'll use this spoon, but I like that one. It's actually from when we went camping, but I don't know, something about it. Something about spoons. I don't know what it is, but I have a preference for the kind of spoon I use when I'm eating. Anyway, so we have our chia seeds, we have our almond butter for healthy fats, cinnamon for some good flavor, we have protein powder for protein, we have honey for a bit of those carbs, yogurt for your probiotics, and then you have blueberries for antioxidants. And so you might be looking at this, maybe you're questioning some of the grocery shopping I've done, or maybe from your typical fitness influencers in terms of things being organic, or like grass-fed whey protein, or why am I going with a vanilla flavored yogurt versus plain yogurt? How come these blueberries aren't organic? And really the answer is well, for me, what I found that works is as long as I'm within my caloric limit for the day, which basically I mindfully track. I do use an app, but I don't get obsessive with it. I don't see why I have to buy plain yogurt, even if I add some natural flavors to it, whether it's the blueberry or honey. I like the vanilla protein yogurt. I like the way it tastes, so that's what I'm going to buy. It was also on sale. Same with the blueberries. I'm not going to buy $8 or $12 for a bag of organic because things are just not affordable these days. And so I just go with your basic, this is from Freshco, I believe, Compliments brand. Protein powder, Honestly, this one is from Walmart. I've worked for one of the largest supplement companies in the world, and I can get into protein and pre-workouts and all the things, but all the things that happen behind the scenes on the manufacturing process, but more so the quality control process. And I have a lot to say there, but I won't. What I will say is, again, this is affordable, but most importantly, this doesn't upset my stomach, and it actually helps me digest this really well. And I found other proteins that I've tried, and then right away, like I'm bloated, or the next day, you know, it's difficult to go to the bathroom. So this one doesn't do that for me, and hence why I basically buy it. And I just like the vanilla flavor for this particular meal or bowl, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so what we'll do is I actually need a teaspoon. And I'll use an actual teaspoon. So what we'll do first, apologies for my nails. I am a little bit of a nail biter. We'll do 2 teaspoons of chia seeds. Okay. And I'll get my husband to kind of film the water part of this. But I just put enough, I don't want it too watery, so just like a couple splashes of hot water. That might be too much. Then I grab a spoon here, and I'm going to just mix it until it has that gel-like or sludge-like consistency that you'll see in just a second. Sorry for the sound. Maybe I'll put some music on while I do this when I go to editing. See, so it gets really jelly. And honestly, this has been a game changer for my digestion. If you guys remember when I first kind of started my YouTube videos, or maybe you don't if you haven't seen it, I talked a little bit in one of them about some of the issues I was having over the last year and a half. And basically, to recap, that is, I saw a naturopath. Nothing against naturopaths. Could be controversial topic here. But I saw one, basically was misdiagnosed, took a bunch of supplements for about 6 weeks or so that I didn't really need. And just keep in mind, I went in there with no gut health issues, no digestion issues. I went in for a totally, completely different reason. And by 6 weeks, I ended up in the ER. Stomach ulcers, all kinds of problems. And for the last like year and a half, I've been dealing with almost like I got IBS as a result of that, but had to do a few different scopes, a few different tests, blood tests, all these things to try to figure out what's been going on with my gut health, because it completely became destroyed. And it was very hard getting those answers. I had to kind of go on a FODMAP diet and try to figure out what foods might be causing my issues, just intolerances I've developed. And long story short, I've gone through that process and sort of figured out what works and what doesn't. One of the biggest things that has helped me has been chia seeds and raspberries, actually. So I incorporate those daily. So we got the chia seeds. Now we're going with that Oikos Pro. What are you laughing at? Yogurt. And so for 3/4 of a cup, it's 100 calories, and you're getting 18 grams of protein. So there might be a little chia seed on this one. Let's just hope it doesn't bother Jeff if he reuses. Oh my God, that's disgusting. But just spilled a little bit of that yogurt.
You actually dumped all the juice out on the couch.
I put all the juice out. Right now I'm hungry, I'm shaking. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're gonna just eyeball this. So about 3/4 cup. I don't know. Let's see, maybe that's like half a cup. Just a bit more. That seems pretty good. This is disgusting. I have to wipe that or it's gonna bother me. Let's just do that. Pretend you didn't see that. Okay, then the next thing I like to do is take a scoop of protein. So this protein is a whey protein LeanFit. It's 130 calories per one scoop, not Scroop. 25 grams of protein, 2 grams of carbs. We're here for the protein, so again, just get a good scoop there. I just kind of eyeball it. Maybe that's 3/4. I don't know. That seems good. I don't want it too powdery either. Otherwise, the consistency won't be the way that I like it. Okay? Then what you're going to do is slowly massage the bowl. And you really want to get, it's kind of like baking right now at this point, like mixing your flour. You're doing the same thing except with yogurt and chia seeds. Okay, so once you get it to a point where the powder isn't flying out of the bowl, I go a little bit quicker and just really mix that in well. Again, sorry for the sounds. For those who have tinnitus, like my husband, it's probably bothering his ears. Okay. So you see that? Okay. Then after you've mixed it well, this is why we have the second spoon, because I'm basically gonna probably end up eating with that one. I go with Kirkland almond butter. And I do about a, what does this one say? This is per 1 tablespoon, 100 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fat. That's what we're going for here. And look at that. Isn't this heaven? Oh my God, I'm so hungry already. Okay. Then we're gonna try to just get as much of that off as we can. And we're going to mix. I'm gonna mix it in really well. And see, it all depends on the kind of texture and consistency that you like. But this is the kind that I like. So not too wet, not too thick, I don't think, just about right. Blueberries, I don't know, we go with less than half a cup, so I don't know, what is that, 2/3 of a cup, or just like, just a bit here. I really like the cold blueberries. There's something about the texture and the consistency of it being cold. Like when you crunch down, almost has like a nice crunchiness to it. Like if you don't like it frozen, use fresh, use different berries if you like. Or you can even let these thaw out a little bit before you put them in your bowl. And then I go cinnamon, remember, not cumin. And this is gonna be interesting because you're gonna think I'm crazy. I just kind of throw it in there like that. And the last little bit is your honey, which is just a little bit of a drizzle. And there you have it. There is your yogurt bowl full of protein, healthy fats, probiotic, fiber, and just a little bit of carbs. This is really good for me right now to break my fast, as I mentioned. And what I'll do next before I dive into that is, as I mentioned, I think I keep saying that 1,000 times, but my sort of approach to fitness has been mindful eating, in the sense of, once you understand how calories work, everything basically fits in. So whether you want to gain weight, gain muscle, or you want to maintain, or maybe you just want to lose fat, if you mindfully eat, meaning you understand how calories work and you're not going over your limit or you're not under, this is what the game changer is. Outside of that, when it comes to workouts and fitness, yes, there's things we can get into, but I take the approach of sort of intuitive training, and maybe I'll get into that in another session. But for the purpose of eating is mindful eating. Yes, I track. Am I a little bit crazy about it? Not really, but I'm also at the point where I understand what foods are very calorically dense. Just quickly, for example, you take an avocado, you're thinking you're eating healthy, and yeah, you are, but that entire avocado has a lot of calories that might be taking away from your limit for the day. So maybe you need to eat only half an avocado. So same thing kind of with this approach with this bowl. What I'll do now is I'll sort of plug in those numbers and I'll tell you exactly what those macros are. And one of my biggest things is hitting my protein target as best as I can for the day. And because for me, the digestion issues I mentioned, I really try to hit my fiber content in terms of grams that I need for the day as well. And then just staying within the calories, which for me right now, I'm about 1,800, but that could go up to 2,200. So it all depends on the activity that I'm doing in the day. And actually my Garmin watch is synced to the app I use, which is the Cronometer app. So what I'll do to kind of bring this video to an end is I'll plug in all of those numbers and I'll show you the screenshot of what those macros look like, and even the kind of the micronutrients as well, just so you can see. But I find it's really helpful app. It's free. And you just need to basically mindfully eat, not be miserable. Hence, again, the vanilla protein. I'm not going to promote plain yogurt for you because this fits into my daily sort of goals. So I'm okay with having a little bit of that extra sugar. But again, it all depends on your goals and things you like to eat as well. So I'm going to dive right into this now. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different, kind of just behind the scenes in my home and in my kitchen, and getting to know me a little bit more. I'll make a bit more plans in the future of how I kind of want to make these videos, or what those plans for these videos will be like. But here's a little snapshot. I don't know what it is about food, and people like watching whether people eat or what they're making. So this is me. Thanks, and hopefully see you again soon.